Hello and welcome to another episode of In the Stands. You are joined by myself, Adam Deadman, and Tom Batt as per usual. But today we've got two guests with us. Charlie York isn't here, so we've joined two great. Another fine added to the pot. We've got two great friends of ours, Callum Paul and Daniel Kishti. Dan has not been able to contain himself. He's so excited to be on this. Look at him. He loves it. He loves it. He's all red.
He's nervous.
My bad. But yeah, we've not much has happened this week, but we've got some stuff to talk about. But first, I'm going to let you two introduce yourselves. So I'm going to start with you, Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan.
Great start. Quality start.
Well today.
Job interview. What football fan you are?
I'm
you
Dan.
are one.
I'm a big Palace fan / Spurs fan.
Yeah. Go on, get the coat in. Get the coat in. Get the badge in. Get the badge in.
The badge in, boys.
Come on. There you go. He's definitely not sweating his tits off in that room. But I'll tell you.
Okay.
Have you got anything underneath, Kish?
Fucking knob. Anyway, go on, Cal.
And go on, Cal. Oh, Kish is running the fucking host option. It's a Cal. Go on, Cal. Introduce yourself.
I'm Callum, and I support Southampton. Up the Saints.
Solid. Right. Anyway, so we've got a lot to talk about, and we're going to start off with your main team, Kish. Closeted Spurs fan, but he is a Palace fan at heart.
Don't get me started. On fucking Roy. He is probably the worst manager I've ever seen.
All right, mate.
In my life.
Nah.
If I'm 90 years old.
You had Frank de Boer at your club, mate.
Bit far.
No, listen. He's 90 years old.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he ain't dead yet, really. He's so old. He's put a 5-4-1 against Arsenal, and we have been absolutely spanked the whole game.
Yeah, but it's
He's
Arsenal.
still playing.
It's Arsenal.
And to be fair, their goals, it was working.
Can I ask, what do you expect from Palace? What do you want from Palace? What do you
I
want?
expect a 5-0 defeat, mate. Really?
Yeah, but where do you want to end up in the league?
About 12th or 11th.
So Roy will do that for you. Roy will do that.
No, he won't do that.
He'll get you mid-table.
Oh yeah, one thing to mention. We do call Dan Kish. So if you get confused, he is Kish.
Or someone said Kish.
You started before I even said anything. I didn't even ask a question. You're angry about Hodgson.
But
my question was going to be about Roy. Clearly not a big fan of him. You're not happy with the 5-0 defeat. So what do you think is the solution?
Well, it's obvious. Get him gone. Either bring Graham Potter or
that's good.
Get them both in. A bit of change. Cause I can't lie. It's so boring seeing 4-4-2 every week, getting beat by Bournemouth, all these other teams. It's probably the most boring football to watch. Round the back, counter-attack, the whole season. That's why I'm a Spurs fan. What's the point for Palace when all I see every week
is
this
season, because for the past 5 seasons we've been worse than you.
No, but we are. I think the best thing to ever happen to us probably getting to semi-final about 4 years ago. Against Chelsea.
You got to the final.
It's not exciting.
FA Cup, no?
Oh yeah, no. He's on about a few seasons ago. To be fair,
do you give Roy to the end of the season, at least?
Nah. Get him gone. He's awful.
You're not going to get Potter though. Let's be real. You're not getting Graham Potter.
You never know.
He was at the game. He was at the game.
I know he was at the game.
Exactly.
It's because he's looking for a job. There's better jobs out there than Crystal Palace.
No, as I say, if they lose against Sheffield United, I think he's gone.
Oh yeah, mate, possibly. But I don't.
He's actually awful. Like he probably is the worst manager I think I've seen. At our club.
No, he's done a lot for you, lot. He's kept you up in the Prem for years. Even when you all you had was Zaha. You didn't have. All you had
but at the same time, though,
really, you've never had anyone special.
I do hear it because I think he is crushing his legacy a bit. Like he was very good, but I do hear like it isn't great. Like that, I watched the game. It wasn't a good look for you guys at all.
No.
Like, Arsenal were just not even Arsenal weren't even in second gear in the first half, and they still scored 2. Yeah, there were set pieces, but even still, you didn't have like an idea. You didn't really have anything. Talking about replacements, I think Potter was at the game. I think there was rumours about the reason he wouldn't go there is because of the Brighton Palace.
Oh yeah,
the worst derby, the worst rivalry in history.
Seagulls.
League. But Steve Cooper is out there as well. Yeah. I don't know what you guys think about that. About you shaking your head.
Well, he went to Forest. He did well. He's one of those managers that get a team in the Prem, but I don't think he's a manager that's gonna, if you're gonna survive in the Prem, he's no better than Roy, really.
Really?
I don't think he's no better than Roy. If you're gonna,
are you sure?
If you want to progress, I think the right manager. No, I'm saying if you want to progress, I think someone that is the right manager is Graham Potter. Not. I don't think he's going to take you further. True. I don't think Simon. Like I'm saying Cooper's better than Roy now, obviously, but I'm saying he's no better than when Roy was a few seasons ago at Palace. He won't be
really.
I
think Cooper can do a decent job.
He'll keep him in the exact same position that Palace have always been in for years. If they want to actually go for like a top 8, like at least a Conference League. Then and they have got quality players to do it.
You've got to have that transition players.
I'm not saying they will, but why they have the quality players to compete? If you're going to do it, Graham Potter's probably the one to do it. But I don't really know. I wouldn't say Simon Cooper.
We just need help, our team. We have all these great players like Eze, Elise, and he can't use them. He plays them while they're.
That's why I think Cooper would be good, though. I think Cooper would be good because of that.
Cooper would get like good performances out of people like Joe Ward. Like he's one of those managers, and you've got a good spine. So I think he'd actually. No, hear me out. He'd suit you well.
Joe Ward week in and week
out. Hear me out.
He's so poor.
Hear me out.
He's so poor.
Hear me out, right? Steve Cooper went in at Forest, and he was getting like top draw performances out of people like Joe Worrell. If he goes in at Palace, I think Joe Ward's up there as one of the better right backs in the league, man. I think he gets performance out of
it.
I think Cooper would do. Yeah, I know, but I think Cooper would get a lot more out of the players that you have than what Hodgson has.
Oh, definitely.
And I think those little niche players, like I'm saying, I think he gets stuff out of them which Roy definitely has.
You're forgetting he was a very good manager with the under-21s.
He's a good manager. He's a very good manager.
He's been a good manager for Forest. He survived with them last year, which I think people forget. It was a very difficult year to survive. Look at the quality that went down. Forest could have easily gone down.
I don't think he asked for half of his players. Like I don't think he wanted. 100%.
Do you know what? If you kept, I was going to say, if you kept Palace like at Roy at Palace for the season, and Ipswich in the Champions, if they don't come up into the Prem, I doubt it'll happen. But if there's any manager to go for, I'd actually say that Kieran McKenna. I think he's a quality manager. I think he'd actually do good at Palace.
Well, Cal, you're a Southampton fan, seeing the Championship. What would you think about that?
I'd love you to take Kieran McKenna now, so Ipswich can fuck off. But no, McKenna's a great manager, to be fair, but he'll need time and probably money in the Prem, and Palace to have money. So
we have nothing.
You have something.
Literally.
Yeah,
maybe if you sold like Elise.
The South players as well is the players who you'd sell. Like Eze, Elise,
probably
only, and maybe Mitchell. And Mitchell could go for something. Everyone else, I don't see.
He wouldn't go Mitchell.
Gahey as well, and Anderson, to be fair. But if you lose them, they're like great players in the team.
You probably only need to sell Elise and Eze, though, really. You need to sell everyone.
But don't we see like Elise leaving at all, though? Can't lie. I don't think he'll leave.
Yeah, he seems Palace through and through.
Yeah, he loves Palace.
He will.
He loves our club.
He will at one point. There'll be someone that'll go for him. Even if Salah, I'm not saying they will, but when Salah goes, maybe Liverpool look at Elise's replacement, similar player.
Yeah, but
or United.
Yeah, no.
Anthony, I think I heard Anthony could be going to Saudi, so maybe Elise to United. So
yeah. So are you Hodgson out then, Kish?
Oh, 100%. Listen, do you know what? Here's the sad part, right? I'd prefer Patrick Vieira back in our team than Roy. At least he's done a half-decent job.
He never played Eze, did he?
Oh, yeah, I said Vieira.
Yeah, good point to say. Good point. But at least he's getting some sort of...
Let him cook.
Yeah, but compared to Roy, he was getting some sort of decent scorelines. Roy, it's a fucking cricket score at that point. 5-0... 6-0, 4-0. It's not fun to watch.
No.
Yeah.
Before Vieira got sacked, where was you in the league?
It was 15th, I think.
And Roy came in, and where did you end up? Wait, Roy came in, and where did you end up?
You were lower than that because you were battling relegation at the time.
Yeah, and then Roy came in, where did you end up?
I don't think it was.
No, I think you were relegation zone with
Where did you end up anyway?
We ended up 13th last season.
So Roy got you to 13th?
He did really well. He won 5 and 6 or something.
Yeah, but I think
it's new manager, but I think he should be sacked. I'm just saying.
100%. That's what I was going to say. So, Cal, you're Hodgson out.
I think watch the Sheffield United game and then see, because I think the Arsenal.
Really?
Well, I personally think the Arsenal game's harsh to judge off, because I watched the highlights and other bits of it, and the goals were all counter attacks mainly. And I thought until their first goal, you were doing well defending wise.
No, it wasn't.
Or was it first or second?
No,
I think it was their second goal or something.
He didn't watch the game. He didn't watch the game again. He's waffling. Trust me, we played awful.
I think give him Sheffield United. If you lose then yeah, he's got to go.
I'm pretty sure we had 4 shots the whole game, and that was Llama.
He had 12.
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, sure. Anyway,
they've got the stats up in front of me.
But still,
didn't feel like it. Did not feel like
it. They had 12 shots.
Mate, it was awful.
They only had 6 on target. You had 5 on target.
And Bat, what are you saying about it?
I'm
Hodgson out.
Look at this guy laughing at me already. Look, he's waiting for my reply. No, I'm Roy out, but I wouldn't say right now. I'd say at the end of the just give him to the end of the season, because whatever happens, whoever comes into Palace, Roy keep him up, and they're not going to get European League, no European competition this season. So you might as well just keep Roy until the end of the season. He's going to keep him up either way, and then try and go for a new system next season, because no matter who you bring in, nothing's going to change.
Yeah, true. Good point, to be fair.
I also don't think you've got the money as well to just get rid of someone, and then I feel like it's one of them. Right, look, I'm Roy out, but I'd probably say the feasibility of it happening, you are probably going to have to wait till the end of the season. Another big result, was it last night? Liverpool game? Was it last night?
No,
Sunday.
Night before.
Sunday, big game. York's ain't here, unfortunately. Little man, he said he had to go to some doctor's appointment. I don't know what it was for, but he clearly was a bit too anxious to say, so obviously he's not here with us. But he'd have enjoyed this result. Big win for Liverpool. Nunez enthusiast, as he says. I didn't actually realise Nunez is up to 10 plus on goals and assists. But you were saying a few weeks ago, Nunez is a flop.
Yeah,
he's a waste. Do you still bat that? Or?
Maybe a little. Yeah, don't get me wrong. He's surprised me a little bit in a way, because he has had the 10 goals, 10 assists. He's done well on the thing. I think people look at stat wise, he's done amazing because he's on 10 goals, 10 assists. I mean, that's a good stat. But when you actually still look at what he does during a match, he makes. I feel like when you want to be, he's Liverpool, one of the top teams, and they've always had the top players, that finish everything. I mean, the reason they got rid of Firmino, and as good as he was because he wasn't clinical enough in front of goal. That was one of the reasons why they got rid. And I don't think Nunez is as nowhere near. He's not as clinical either. So I know he can score goals. But
really?
I know the thing is, he's a danger. He's one of those players because he's a big guy. He's rapid. He's strong. But I think the other day when we in that match, I know he scored 2 goals. One of them being when I think they were down to 10 men anyway. Whoever, I can't remember who they were playing, but he still had a lot of chances before he scored the first one. And I think when you play the bigger sides, because you got to remember that wasn't a big team they played. When you play the big teams in the Champions Leagues and stuff like that, he's got to score.
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth?
Yeah,
Bournemouth.
They didn't play great. But the first half they were good. Second half they didn't play great, Bournemouth. But I'm saying Champions League, you play the Real Madrid and stuff like that, you're not going to get 7-8 chances a game. You get about 3. And can't. And he's missing at the moment. He's missing those chances. He is missing those chances.
I think you're just a Nunez hater. I think you're just.
I'm not. I like him in a way, but it's just like if you look at Haaland. I mean, because you got to think they're similar players in a way. They're both big guys. They're fast. Haaland gets 1 chance, 2 chances a game, scores. Nunez doesn't.
They're not similar at all.
They're completely different.
I know they have a similar play.
Darwin is awful.
Who is?
Darwin's awful compared to Haaland.
Oh no! I'm saying no. I mean, like in their body. Big fast guys. That's what I mean. They're both very similar in a way. They're big and fast guys. They use their pace as a thing. And when you think Haaland gets 2 chances, Nunez takes chances and misses.
I think Nunez is actually right, to be honest. I think he's a good player. Like, he misses a lot of chances, but 10 goals, 10 assists. Like, you can't.
No,
I know it's one of them ones where they're just stats, but come on, I mean,
Do you know who
that's pretty decent.
Nunez reminds me a little bit of a better Werner, because his runs off the ball create so
Yeah.
much
Oh,
he's
space.
better
I
than
think,
Werner.
Yeah.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's a similar type of player, but I think he's a lot better.
Yeah, maybe I was
Like,
a bit harsh by saying he's not good enough for the Premier League. He is good enough for the Premier League, but I don't think. I take that back. I think he's good enough for the Prem, but I still don't think. Like, even if Salah was to go, like, leave next season, I don't think Nunez is the player that's going to take him back to the next level. Like, he's not that player.
Yeah, but I think even without Salah right now, though, like as we've said for so many weeks, Liverpool have the best attacking depth. I don't think if Salah left, they wouldn't be in trouble.
I think the only thing we have to wait and see is because Liverpool aren't playing the big teams yet. They're not in the Champions League this season, so you have to wait for them to play the big guys to see how good Nunez. If Nunez performs in those big games, makes the right chances. But if they're playing, he could cost them a Champions League by missing 3 or 4 chances if he gets them. Do you get what I mean? You have to make. You have to.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
That's what the difference between the best player, the okay players, and the best players. The best players Salah will more or less every time he gets a chance, he'll score. You know, and when Mane was there, every time Mane got a chance, he would score. If Nunez keeps missing these chances, it will catch up at one point. It'll cost them in a trophy, a competition, or something.
But when you say that Nunez has more come in to replace that Firmino role, because Firmino facilitated for Mane and Salah, whereas that's what Nunez has almost come in to do now for Salah and Diaz and.
But he's not even doing that because he was doing that, and then they chuck him out wide and put Jota down the middle because he can't do that.
Yeah, but I think he does it in a different way.
Yeah, but I think Nunez is better out wide.
Yeah,
he's better out wide because he gets more space to use his pace. But
no, I do agree with Cal. I think he's similar to Werner. Like, I think his runs in behind, he creates a lot of space, and I think he's just got a bit more of a killer instinct about him.
All right, so with Jota's form, if you're back in Nunez, okay, with Jota's form right now, and you still got Luis Diaz, and then when Salah comes back, does Nunez start in the front three?
Yeah.
Yes.
3-4.
Salah's
Nunez or Jota?
Diaz.
You drop Diaz.
Yeah, I'm putting Salah, Jota, Nunez.
Huh?
Callum?
You're dropping Diaz?
Would you drop Diaz,
yes,
Callum?
Mate.
No.
Have you look? What are you lot? Are you lot right?
You're dropping Diaz.
I just thought about it. Because I'd want to play Nunez out wide, so I think it would have to be Diaz.
Yeah. Mate, the Donny's got 10 goals, 10 assists, and you're going to drop someone.
Nah.
What?
I choose Diaz all the time. Diaz is much better than fucking Darwin Nunez. Darwin's a fluke. He scores. It's a 50-50 chance with him scoring or not. Of course he gets assists. It happens.
I mean, Diaz has scored 3 times this season. So I think he's got like 1 assist. So I definitely think I prefer
I'm
Nunez.
definitely choosing Nunez.
I think that would actually work well. Yeah. Nunez, Jota, and Salah, I think would be a good front three.
And the sad part is Jota's form doesn't dictate whether I think he's constantly a bench player.
Jota or Diaz?
Yeah, but that's just Klopp's
I think before Jota got that serious injury where it took him out for a while, he would have always started for Liverpool because he was scoring goals. And then he got injured and he came back.
Yeah, but he's doing that now.
Yeah, but he came back. He wasn't doing it for a while, but now he's starting to do it again. And I think when Jota's in that form, he has to start. He has to be a starter.
Nunez is getting way overhated here. I think this is.
I
think Nunez is their second best attacker.
He's so shit.
He's doing well. He's doing well, but at the same time, I still think
with 20 chances a game.
In a few, look, he's doing well at the moment. But let's just see what he does in the big games because we're hyping him up, and we haven't actually seen him perform in any of the big games at the moment. I mean, name a game against a massive side, a big team that he's done something. He done nothing against Spurs, nothing against City.
2 goals, mate. Bournemouth, mate.
He's done nothing against the big teams, and people used to call out Harry Kane for saying that he doesn't perform in the big games.
Yeah.
He used to call him out.
But you think he's one of the best strikers in the world?
Huh?
You think Kane's one of the best strikers in the world, though?
But I'm saying people used to call him out for that, so I'm calling Nunez out for this. Let's see what he does against the bigger teams in the bigger games. Especially next season when they're in the Champions League. I know he's still got a way.
Score against City, no?
If we do this podcast next and they play someone big and Nunez gets 2 goals or 2 assists or whatever and has a man-of-match performance, then we're talking. But if he does nothing and just go and then gets subbed off, then we'll see what happens. But I don't think he's actually... I could be wrong, but I haven't seen him do anything against the big teams apart from...
What about...
I I think one he came off the bench and scored 2 goals.
What about that Newcastle game where they were down to 10 men and then he scored twice and they won?
Yeah, that's the game I'm talking about when he came on and scored 2 goals.
They were unreal.
It was good.
That's a big occasion.
That's when he was getting a lot of hate. Do you remember? Because he kept missing, and then he was put on the bench and he got taken off, scored 2 goals, and they were saying that's what he needs to start doing more often.
I think you're overhating. You're overhating, man.
It's just a 50-50 chance with. I can't lie. It's a 50-50 chance with him.
It is true. Like if you saw him go through 1-on-1, Kishra, if you saw him go through 1-on-1,
you wouldn't know if he would score or not.
You are nervous as a Liverpool fan whether he's going to put that in the back of the net or not. You have no clue. You have no clue.
Yeah, but then I don't think that's his role,
he's entertaining to watch. I actually think he's a very entertaining player.
He's funny.
But he's a strange player because you came.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Adam, be honest. If you played Nunez through 1-on-1, like he's playing for Chelsea, he's going through 1-on-1. Are you saying 100% he's scoring, or is there a bit of you saying, he could miss?
Look, boys, I think we're just...
There you go.
No, answer the question. Don't avoid it.
I do. No, but you're forgetting. I've been there before. I've seen Timo Werner slid in 20,000 times, missing open goals, clearing the...
I know you're a Chelsea man, but quickly ask the question. If Nunez is going through 1-on-1, are you saying he's scoring, or are you saying, there's a chance he could miss? You're a bit nervous.
I think there's a chance anyone can. Okay, look.
No, because if Kane gets played through 1-on-1, you're going, he's scoring.
Yeah, Kane's scoring.
You're confident he's going to score. Son, you're confident he's going to score. Are you confident Nunez will score in a 1v1 scenario?
I'm not confident.
There you are. You're not confident.
But I still think
Alan, are you confident?
I still think he's quality.
I think he's got good quality, but you're not confident.
I'm not confident, no, but I don't think that's like his role. Like, I think he's a facilitator as a winger.
Yeah.
So I think as a Liverpool fan, if you see him, I don't think he's going to go through 1-on-1 as often. So it's
he gets the most 1-on-1s. He gets the most chances.
I'm not saying I know that, but I'm saying is in terms of what you expect him to do. You expect him to create space for.
No, anyone who go 1-on-1, it's him because he's the person you play in behind because of his pace and his power. He's the one that you normally try and get in behind.
Yeah, but I don't think that's how they play. Every time I've watched him, I think Nunez makes us runs off the ball. So then he drags defenders out, and he's leaving space for players like Jota and Salah.
Sometimes, when he plays on the wing, but it's like the other day. Literally, his first goal the other day was a 1-on-1, wasn't it? Just literally straight in the middle.
But you said
so. He scored 1-1.
No, he did score. I'm not.
That's what I'm hearing.
He did score, fair enough. But how many of those have you seen he's missed? So
too many.
He's too many. So he scored it, fair enough. But he has missed a lot of those.
I agree with Tom. Tom's
right. Saying he's an entertaining player. I'm not saying he's a terrible player.
No, he's a good player, but you won't know if he'll still.
I like to see what he does, in the bigger games. That's what I'm waiting for. The Champions League games, stuff like that.
Fair enough. But
it's a patience game.
What do we think about Liverpool though? That takes them 5 points clear ahead of City.
Yep.
Do you think are they the real deal? Even with injuries, they've got the backing. Kish shaking his head. Kish, what? You think
City will take it again? I think City will take it. They've got back Kevin De Bruyne.
Really?
I mean, it's Salah's out for a month. Isn't Salah out for a month? No, like 28 days. They said he's injured.
Yeah, Salah's out. Yeah, Salah's out because of AFCON.
What games is Liverpool coming up? Any big games?
Well, it's the next 2 months or month.
Hang on.
Any big teams they're playing?
They've got Chelsea.
Okay,
Chelsea, Arsenal, Burnley, Brentford are their next 4.
Yeah.
They've got Arsenal. That's a big game.
Brentford, Tony's back. I'm not saying Brentford are great, but it will change the game completely with Tony just being a little threat.
I think Liverpool could do it. No,
they've got other than Arsenal.
They're going to compete. I don't think it's going to be a City runaway this season. Not like it's been before, but I think City will still.
I think City just look so vulnerable defensively. Like they don't look comfortable. I feel like they're relying a lot on goals. And don't get me wrong, I do think obviously goals win games, but at the same time you can look at that on the flip side and say goals win games. I
always think City are the vulnerable defensively because of the way they play. They are a very vulnerable team defensively. It's a bit like us. We are,
but as well they haven't really upgraded. They haven't really upgraded defensively though.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. They just signed an 80 mil player.
Is Rodri injured?
Yeah, but he has. No, Rodri is
he fit?
Still...
If he's out,
it's just Haaland that needs to come back. I'm pretty sure.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I can't.
But even still,
take it.
Vardiol hasn't been good this season. Every time I've watched him,
but he's a centre back. Put him at centre back, it'd be a different story. I don't know why they don't just put Nathan Ake at left back and put him at centre back with Diaz. It makes so much more sense.
Akanji's injury prone as well.
Yeah.
Diaz he's good, but
what's happened with John Stones?
Walker's
he's just injured.
He's still injured.
No.
I think he might be coming back soon, but even still, like,
don't know what John.
There's stuff about City that's changed, like that. Oscar Bob's come in and he just looks like a player that would will win it.
Yeah,
it sounds stupid. He's one of those players that will win him the big game. He will come off the bench and he will score goals.
Mate, that goal against Newcastle.
When Foden first came in on his debut season and he was just quality, like he was one of those players that were like, he's going to come on and he's going to change the game. This is what that Oscar Bob looks like. He looks like one.
I think it's too soon to say. It's too soon to say for me.
Nah, he's looked good in all the games he's played though, and he's finally scored. So it's
but like he played like 4 or 5 games, if that.
Yeah, he's played a few more than that. He's come on a lot.
And he scored 2, like assisted 1 or something. All
Possibly,
coming off in like late
that goal was
outrageous. I think City are just more vulnerable than ever. I do think I think Liverpool win it personally. They look solid every department. Keeps wise, Alisson's been the best keeper. He's got the most clean sheets, the best save percentage. Fullbacks, even with Conor Bradley, he's solid.
I thought Spurs won it back in October, no?
What?
Oh, back.
The Prem.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Celebrating October.
So yeah. But would you like to respond to that?
Wait, what was that? Sorry.
So you lot
doing these slides.
You lot
October,
celebrating October.
You won the league.
Who I thought we won the league.
That's Spurs fans. They were champions.
You know what, any Spurs fan that thought we were going to win the league, obviously they haven't been a Spurs fan for that long because I've seen us in that position for like in the last 5 seasons about 3 times.
Then it all came crashing down in that Chelsea.
I think
game,
the only thing. I think don't get me wrong. I think we're still in a. I'm not saying we're going to win the title, but I say we're still in the title race with the squad that we have.
Yeah, 100%. Mate, there's a 6-point difference.
I think. Yeah.
Okay. Does that mean Villa are in the title race then?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
They're one of those teams that
they beat City.
How I find a title race, they're just a team that can compete with the other teams in the title race. Villa can compete against Arsenal, City, and Liverpool. We can compete against them 3. Anyone out of those can't really compete, I don't think, at this moment in time. I'm not saying they can't be beaten, but I'm saying, and think of all the other teams below that I've just said. So Villa, Spurs, Arsenal, City, Liverpool. Is there any team outside that you think easy win against them or difficult win? Because I think
Chelsea.
Yeah, I'll say Chelsea as well.
But I'm being real. There isn't.
No, genuinely, no.
I think
they're
split now. 5, I think they're the 5 going the whole way.
Don't forget Newcastle.
No, Newcastle. I think they've dropped too many points. No, they've dropped way too many points now.
And they need to sell their big players to not get relegated. Whatever it's the FFP.
Yeah.
Either Trippier's linked to Bayern Munich.
I think he could be going, isn't he?
That'd be a great move for him.
It would be a great move for him. Obviously, I think
it's a great move for Newcastle though as well. That's a good move for Newcastle.
Only 15 mil though. I don't think it's really
but they don't
going to help.
It's a great move for Bayern because I don't think they have a good right back. I think they play Pavard there. I think they play Pavard.
No, Pavard plays for Inter. I think it's that Conrad Lima.
That's what I mean. He's not even a right back. He's a CDM, really. He's a DM.
Yeah.
So Trippier's a really good move for them.
It's a good move around for everyone, though. Because like Newcastle get a bit of money to help out with FFP. They've got a better replacement already, and then Bayern Munich get a right back. So and Trippier, plays Champions League.
And he hasn't been playing that well anyway this season.
No, that's what I mean. Livermento's so much better.
You don't think Trippier's had a good season?
Nah.
No.
Really?
Nah, he's been poor.
He looks so exposed.
This year.
He's had 2 bad games. That was it. I've only seen him have 2 bad games. Every other game, he's been pretty good.
Nah. Newcastle fans, from what I've seen, aren't the happiest with him.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he's
turn on a
player
player just like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of turn on players, I've seen your fans giving it to Brennan Johnson to the point where he's actually turned off his social media comments.
Wait, is that an actual thing? They've got onto him?
Yeah, genuinely. I saw a
Why?
Tottenham fan
Who?
Don't know.
What?
You got to sort yourselves out, mate. Just because you thought you were going to win the league, as Cal said,
Why
in
has
October,
someone got
mate,
onto Brennan
Johnson?
Firstly, Brennan Johnson technically shouldn't even be starting. He's only starting because of the missing players we have. That's one thing. The second...
Really?
Well, yeah, he wouldn't be starting. It'd be Kulu, Son, Richarlison and Maddison.
True.
He wouldn't be starting. So he's only he's really our backup. He's one of our backups. And he got brought in and he's had to start really because Maddison was injured pretty early on. So he's more...
What's crazy in that? We've just said Spurs are challenging for the title, and you said Richarlison starts up front for you.
Yeah, he's no.
Even though he scored 6 and 6.
No, he does crazy.
It's crazy scoring goals.
That's crazy. What it's just. I can't imagine Hodgson as a.
I know it's actually crazy because before at the start of the season, I was like, we need a striker. We're one of those teams that need a striker. But if he's starting to find form, and to be honest, if you've got a player that scored 6 and 6, you don't really need to find anyone at the moment. I don't think. There's
but you're saying 6 and 6. Like,
I know, but
that's just the last 6 games, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think there's anyone you can really bring on better than Tony. Really, like you're not gonna. Spurs aren't gonna bring in someone that's gonna bring in being better than Richarlison.
I think it was just a general comment, like to actually think that you are doing.
Going for a title with Richarlison.
To be honest, Tottenham have surprised me because everyone thought that they was just gonna go downhill because of the loss of Maddison and Son, but actually you've done okay. You've kept yourself in.
Weathered the storm.
I think since we lost them, the only bad game we played 2 bad games, but one we won. So I'm going off when the one we lost is Wolves. I think that game we were pretty poor, but apart from that,
wasn't it late comeback though, wasn't it?
Yeah, they scored a late comeback. Yeah, so it was 2-1 to them in the end. But we weren't great in that game. It wasn't like a Spurs and play. It was quite part of the bus, Conte sort of. It was just poor. We was losing possession. But after that, more or less, I know we went on a 4-loss streak. But if you actually look back at it, we was pretty good. We played Villa, should have beaten them. We played someone. I mean, we lost to obviously Chelsea. And then who else was there? Who was our 4th loss? Anyone know before we played City? Does anyone remember?
I can't remember.
We played someone, and I know we dominated them, but we lost as well.
Was it Brighton?
Well, what did you say?
Didn't you get thumped by Brighton?
No, that was.
Did you say Villa?
Though. That was like a while after.
You got beat by Villa. You got beat by West Ham.
Oh, West Ham.
West Ham. There you go. Another game.
Yeah, West Ham
if you watch, that game says it all. If you watch that game, we battered them, and they scored probably the 2 worst goals of the season. So that's football. It happens, but overall, we haven't played bad. If we had our starting 11, we'd be way up there still, I reckon.
Was that the game where Ward-Prowse in the post?
I think we would be above Arsenal if we had our starting 11.
Was that game where Ward-Prowse in the post and then followed it in?
Yeah, and the other goal was like they shot their first goal. They shot it straight at our player, and then it fell to Bowen for an open goal.
What a rat!
So to round up this like Liverpool talk and this 5-team title race. So, are you all adamant that City are going to come back and?
No, I'm not adamant.
I'm very adamant. City will come back and.
No, I think Liverpool could do it, but I just every time De Bruyne comes back from injury, City seem to just pick up massively. Yeah. But if they can sort out their defence, because I think they are leaking too many goals, if they can sort that out, then I can see them probably. I think they'll nick it potentially, but then again, it also depends.
Kish, what are you saying?
Listen, I'll tell you now, yeah. Trust me, City will do it. Kevin De Bruyne's come back from injury, fresh trim, looking all perfectly. City's coming back. I tell you now, City will clear it again. There's no chance. No other teams. I tell you now.
He's slicked it back as well.
Mate,
he's looking fresh.
He looks fit. I can't lie. I'll be real.
Slicked it back.
And he's actually unbelievable to watch. I can't lie. He's so good.
No, that Oscar Bob goal. That Oscar Bob goal.
First touch, looks up, bangs it. I'm thinking, nah.
Yeah.
On his first game back? Nah, come on.
Yeah, fair play. Bat, you've made your opinions very clear.
As always.
You think City are going to just bounce back?
City do it. They've just got that winning mentality. Yeah. And I think Salah being out for a month now with that injury is going to really cost. I promise you, wait a few games. People might think I waffle, but I promise you, when they play a big team,
the mighty waffler, mighty
waffler, but they will play a big team at some point, and it's going to cost them. It will cost them. Salah being out.
To be fair, you get the comments blazing on TikTok, so we'll give you that. We'll give you that. Yeah, there you go. Speaking of James Ward-Prowse, actually, don't want to make Callum cry, but the mention of JWP was in there. But I want to talk about your team, Cal, Southampton. Big win on the weekend. Big win.
Expected.
We don't have much championship knowledge. I don't think any of us have really watched the channel. I think I watched one game.
No.
It was Leicester at Leeds. Leicester Leeds with Kish at the New Elton Social Club. Come on.
Up the social.
Up the social. Watched that game, but that's about it. I've not watched any other Championship game.
It's just a shit league,
But
really.
Nah, it's
bold
not.
statement.
No, I think the Championship.
Bold statement.
I think the
best leagues in the world,
Championship's
mate.
a quality league.
Premier League or Championship?
No, obviously the Premier League's better, but I think the Championship's a quality league. I love the Championship.
Nah.
I know I don't watch it much, but I think
Again, I'm not even.
There you go.
I think it's the most competitive league in the world.
Anyone can beat anyone.
Don't watch it.
Most competitive league in the world.
Yeah, anyone can beat anyone in that league.
I've not even answered my question.
Yeah,
The kids have
go
gone
ahead. Yeah,
head first into a hot take. No, I feel like we need to cover this. Quite an interesting angle to come in from.
No, that's a crazy one.
Championship, one of the quotations shittest leagues in the world.
Never.
How many leagues do you even watch the Premier League?
No, we don't. You barely watch
Listen,
Palace.
you mucky little prick. Of course I do. But just the Palace.
Only when Spurs is playing. Only when Spurs is playing.
Spurs or Palace. I'm
No,
watching
Championship though. Look, I don't give it much because I don't watch too many games. But then again, a lot of games are streamed anyway. So, but it's a quality league. It's the most, as Callum said, it's the most competitive league in the world. Anyone can beat anyone. That's why it's entertaining.
Let's reel it back because I was going to ask Cal about was it 4-0, 5-0 against Swansea?
3-1.
I was completely miles off. There we go. Yeah. So how's life going down in the Championship?
We've been the best team in the league for the past 20 games, but we're still third. So it's been the most frustrating time.
Over Leicester.
Yeah, probably for the past. Yeah, but we like the past 20 games we're top of the table in those 20 games. So.
But I'm
still not.
But you're coming up against Southampton's Twitter here, okay?
Yeah, he loves the
Cal runs that. Cal runs South. He loves the Twitter, mate. Everything he gets is from Twitter.
Anything he finds out is from
the South point is it's getting to the point where he knows more than Fabrizio, mate. That's how you know he's getting to that point, mate. He loves it.
Just a match going families.
You've gone to a lot of games, though, haven't you, Cal?
Every home game.
Every home game.
I haven't made an away game yet.
Would you say that the atmosphere at the club's a lot more better now that you're in the Championship?
Oh, it's so much better, yeah. Now we ain't got that donkey Nathan Jones that we're actually enjoying life. And we're winning games as well, so everyone's just happy.
Do you think that...
But I still want to go up.
Do you think that being in the Championship has helped your club?
Massively, yeah. We were going like very stagnant and like everyone was toxic. Going to football was more of a chore, and now people actually enjoy it. Like you can feel it in the stadium when you're there.
Yeah.
Like people are just happier. Yeah, it's so much
Do you
better.
think there's clubs like, let's take Palace for instance, or I don't know, who else are in sort of a similar spot as Palace? There's
Brentford.
Clubs who need to go down to sort of, potentially Brentford. Do you think there's clubs that need to go down to sort of get that same mentality as yours?
I mean, I think it's risky though. It's very risky because we went down, but I think we prepared for it really well. Like we got a good crop of players in who, like we had a mix of young players and Championship experience. Like you got Flynn Downs, who's I think played a couple hundred games in the Football League, and then you've got players like Adam Armstrong as well, Harwood Bellis. Then you've also got a Dozy Charles who are going to come through.
Yeah.
So we've done it very well. Leicester kept a Premier League level squad. Leeds have Somerville and Brucer who are like Premier League level.
Yeah.
But then you've also got the flip side. You've got the Stokes, the Cardiffs, and the Norwiches who have gone down. They've just stagnated. So a club like Palace is risky because Elise and Eze are too good to go down. They're Madison level. So I don't know. I think Palace especially, if they go down,
back up. We are getting back up.
That's what happened.
Yeah,
That's what happened to
stay there for a
Leicester,
bit.
really, wasn't it? That's why they're so good because they went down, and I know they lost Maddison, but apart from that, they didn't lose anyone else. They more or less had prime players in there.
But I think they could afford to though. They could afford to. They had like Madison and Barnes, as well as Ndidi, as well as Daka, as Iheanacho. They had so many talents, whereas Palace
they brought
had,
in
like,
Winks.
two.
I know.
three.
I'm not saying Winks is great because he's not unbelievable. He's a Prem player. He's a Premier League player.
He's Premier League level.
Dewsbury
He's
Hall's
Premier
a
League
Premier
level.
League player.
But so is Mavidi.
Yeah,
Mavidi as well out wide. I can't remember their other winger as well. I can't pronounce his name. He got sent off the other night. That he's good, yeah. I think it's like an F. He's very good.
Yeah, fantastic.
I've said it for
I know who you want about.
I said it when they were in the
he's
Premier.
a very
There's
good player.
centre-backs at Vestergaard, and I don't know too much faith, but when I watched them against Ipswich yesterday, they're terrible. They're so.
That, to be fair, I think Wout Faes is comfy
No,
Premier League centre back. And Vestergaard's a good Championship centre back.
He was the worst centre back in the league.
Nah, it's harsh.
Okay, who
I
was
think it's
worse
harsh.
than him in the league? When they went down, Leicester went down in the Prem. Who was a worse defender than Faze? Because I couldn't name one.
Probably Chileta Sarr for us.
Oh yeah, he was bad. No, he was bad. Yeah, you're forgetting Southampton's defense last year was rubbish.
Yeah, but I still.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think he was unlucky, but he is he's easily Premier League Vice. Vestergaard I don't know because I think he's too slow. But Wout Vice is Premier League.
Kish, let's say Palace go down. Do you think you start going to the games?
Nah, probably not. Still, I can't lie. I'm not. Nah, definitely.
Yeah,
not.
so it's interesting though. Like, let's say, so do you think you'd even get that much? Obviously, you'd get a lot of money, I suppose. But like, if you take Eze and Elise and Gahey and that type of players, do you think you'd even like? For me, I don't even think that would give Palace. It'd give them a lot of money, but I don't think they'd be able to get a lot of players in.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if you compare like Elise and Eze, like they're top players. I don't see like what player can we get who's decent price to swap them in again.
You would find someone though. I think Palace are still like
but not on the level
you have enough.
them two.
I still think you have enough good players in your squad to. If you went to got relegated.
Yeah, but the difference between them and Leicester.
Nah.
The difference between them and Leicester, Leicester, there's so many good quality. Like their 11 and their bench should not have gone down.
Yeah, but okay.
They shouldn't have.
Yeah, but you say, say Palace do go down, they won't. But just say they will.
Yeah.
How many players are going to get rid of? Because if you name their team,
so
they got
four.
Yeah, but you got
him, they've got Anderson, they've got Mitchell, they've got Takure, they've got Lerma, they've got that Lerma.
You got to remember. We raised nearly, I think it was like just under like £200 million, and we could only spend about 30 mil. Like we're tight with FFP now, and we still raised £200 million. So if they sell Eze and Elise and say they do raise nearly 200 mil,
but I still think they've got a good enough team.
Like they can't spend.
No,
they could
we
spend
definitely
don't.
We get fucking smoked in the Premier League.
I think
we're gonna get absolutely.
You won't lose everyone. You're definitely there'll be so many you'll keep.
I actually think you could get relegated. You know.
Yeah. We are like, I'm pretty sure.
You could, you
know. Nah, you'll be alright.
The
points deductions, you'll be fine.
Too good to get relegated. You will.
Yeah, but you said
this about Leicester.
That's my point, though. We said this probably about Leicester.
But Leicester last season were genuinely, out of all the teams, one of the worst. Like, as they're a squad, they wasn't a great squad.
But that was because of
Palace
Rodgers.
Don't have a
that
bad
wasn't because of the squad
at all. There's nothing bad. All Leicester had was Maddison. Barnes wasn't even that great for Leicester, I don't think, last season. Maddison was the only really one pulling strings. No, but think of Palace's team. I would actually name a lot of your
Danny Ward in goal, mate.
No, a lot of Palace's squad. If they get their whole starting 11 out, they've got a good squad. They don't have a bad squad. Nah. You have enough to beat anyone that's below you. You have enough to beat.
Well, we couldn't beat Bournemouth, who below us at the time, and they beat us.
Yeah, but you're still missing key players. I'm saying you're still missing key players. They come back. Elite. Look, with Ayew in there, Elise, Eze, Takure, Lerma, Mitchell. Like as I said, that whole. I mean, I think even does that Johnston play for you, the goalkeeper?
No, Dean Henderson now. Big Dean, mate. Is in
goal but why not him, Johnson? What happened to him?
I think it's a rotation type.
Yeah,
I think he's much better than Dean Henderson. I don't really know.
I prefer Dean Henderson over Johnson.
Yeah, but you've got to think as well. Even still with Johnson, he went down with West Brom. Came back to the Prem. Like he's not really.
He's a quality keeper. He's better than Dean Henderson.
Nah, I disagree. Dean's done much better in this season.
He gets picked over him for England.
Yeah,
that's a third choice.
Yeah, still third choice.
Neither really do anymore, do they?
He's there doing fucking cheerleading for them. He's doing nothing.
Yeah, but that's Southgate though. Southgate's still choosing Henderson just because he likes choosing the same.
Yeah, I get that. No, Johnson was a new one. Johnson was a new one because he's the young one, isn't he? He's the young one out of the squad, the young goalkeeper. He can still choose Dean Henderson if he wanted to. He's chose him before when he was back at United or Forest, and then he chose Johnson over him. So
he made too many mistakes, though.
I still think he's better. I think he's better than Henderson. I don't like Dean Henderson that much. I think he's a bit overrated.
I thought he was a lot.
No.
The real question I've got for Callum though is: so obviously you're going to get playoffs most likely. Do you think?
Nah, I don't know. You could.
Nah. I would say you're going to get playoffs most likely. Just say you do. Do you think though you'll get automatic promotion?
We could. I think. Ipswich haven't looked the best over the past 5 games, and they're scraping results. But I think if we play Ipswich now, we beat them. But I also think if we play Leicester now, we beat them because I think at the moment we're the best side in the league, and the second's definitely gettable. I think we're level on points or 1 point off.
Yeah, you're 1 point off.
Like it's easily, it's easily gettable. There's been a lot of our fans, which I'm not going that far, but they think we can win the title.
You could though, because Leicester haven't been on good form.
But there's a massive point difference.
It depends. It's like I think it's like
that is a big difference.
And we've still got to play him. We've still got to play him. So, but I don't think we win the title, but I think we can get second. But I just do not want to go up through the playoffs, man. Like I do not want to go through that.
And I think, do you know what? I know this is going to be one of the hardest playoffs, I think, overall, because there's a lot of good teams in the playoffs this season.
Mate,
you've got Leeds in there.
Well, it's like let's say if Ipswich gets second.
Yeah, just say it's Leicester. If Ipswich gets second, say it's Leicester. You've got
Leeds. It'll be if Ipswich and Leicester go up, it'll be us, Leeds, West Brom, and Hull.
What I mean. Is Middlesbrough anywhere near?
Yeah, and you'll probably. No, Middlesbrough. That whole squad's ridiculous. Hull have been really good this season.
That's a really. I mean, maybe, I would say Hull probably the least favourites out of them 4, though.
Really? I don't know. I think that they tip. I think they could get 5th. Yeah, their manager's really good, and they are doing business in January.
I would say they're the least favourite.
I think the favourites, if it was us for in the playoffs, it would go West Brom are least favourites, then Hull, and then I'd probably at the moment have to go Leeds then us. But then in a playoff situation, I think Leeds are probably above us because of their fans.
Yeah.
Because Ellen Road would be a nightmare to go to.
Do you generally think you're going to be above Ipswich? Or do you think Ipswich should just have that something in them to get the automatic promotion? We saw it last season in the Championship when I think Middlesbrough should have literally got, was it automatic promotion or someone like that? And they lost it. Like last few games, they lost. I think they had like a 4.6 point that difference, and they lost like 3 in a row.
I think Borough were like nearly bottom, and then what's his name? Carrot came in, and then they like shot up and got playoffs, but then didn't go through. But I don't know. I think I really want automatics. I can't do the playoffs, but we do have Leeds last game of the season.
You're going to it. You're going to go to it.
I'll try and get a ticket.
If you're in the playoffs, will you get tickets?
I'll try my best. No, it's away.
If you get playoffs, will you get tickets to it?
I probably don't. I won't have points for the away semi-finals, but if he gets to the final, I'll be able to.
You'll definitely go to the final.
I think we'll have to. I'd go to that.
Yeah,
I'd go
to
that.
I want to go to it.
I'll be there.
In the stands vlog, mate. In the stands vlog. Get that going, mate.
Mate, you're not putting a camera on my face for that whole 90 minutes. I'll punch you. I can't do that.
Leeds go 1-0 up.
No, to be fair, if you said to me now, mate. if you said to me now,
Cal. All right, Cal. Go on.
Right, relax. If you said to me now, like I get to choose one way to go up, it would be through the playoffs. But that's me.
Well, yeah, you get.
But
through it, it's the big money-making match, isn't it?
It's the biggest money-making match. It's the most expensive
game of football.
Yeah. I think this is stupid. Me and my dad have said this for ages. We think it's a really stupid thing. Obviously, Championship have playoffs. Yeah, the first get trophy, second just get automatic promotion. I know it's a playoff. I know it's like a little tournament thing. But should there really be a trophy at the end of it?
Well, yeah, because then it'd be a bit awkward. You're not listening to anything.
No, but there shouldn't be a trophy. You're not.
Yeah,
you're already getting promotion.
And it's second place. It's like a mini breakaway tournament
for winning the playoff.
I'm pretty sure. Do you not get a trophy? I swear you get a trophy for second place. You get something for second
place.
Probably
get a medal.
You should just get a medal for playoffs. You shouldn't. Why are you getting a trophy?
Nah,
trophy too.
It's a bit too much for.
Second place get a trophy as well though.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Second place do get a trophy.
Second
place.
Sure, that is such a big club thing. That's a big Six fan type of. That is shocking.
What?
Give the playoffs winner a trophy.
Why do they deserve it? Why do they deserve it?
Yeah, but second place get a trophy
in the championship, but yet
I think second place getting a trophy. Second place getting a trophy.
Yeah, they both get a trophy. So
no way second gets a trophy in the championship. No, impossible. I've never heard of a team.
I've seen. I'm sure when Newcastle went up as champions when they came up, I'm 99% sure I saw Brighton lift one as well.
They must have won a cup or something.
I'm sure
they must have won a cup. There's no way you lift a trophy for second place. And I still don't think who actually agrees that in a playoff you shouldn't get a trophy. You can get a medal. You're already getting promoted. You shouldn't get a trophy.
No, I think if you win the playoffs, you get a trophy.
No,
but I don't think second.
You shouldn't. It's a playoff.
Yeah, but what's the reason though?
Well, you're getting promoted. That's the point of the playoffs. It's the next team, the third team, to get a trophy, get a promotion. You shouldn't get a trophy. You're just literally getting a.
Yeah, but you've got to think it's a breakaway tournament where literally you've got 4 sides in it, and the 6th place 9 times out of 10 have been shit all season, and then on form got into it. Like when Villa went up,
a bit like Luton last season, they were one of the worst teams, but they got promoted. They won the playoffs, didn't they? They got promoted.
Now Luton were one of the better sides last year. They were like third. They were second for a while, and then they dropped to third.
Yeah.
They were second for ages, and then they dropped to third. Yeah. Because we nicked Nathan Jones.
I don't think they were the favourites to win the playoffs. I think it was Middlesbrough, and they beat like both of them.
Yeah, because Middlesbrough went in on form.
But I still think Luton shouldn't have got a trophy for just winning the playoffs. I don't think they should.
Yeah, just give them a trophy, man. Just give them a trophy.
What?
Hey, just because Tottenham fans are allergic to trophies.
I know you won a trophy.
That could be a way to win a trophy, mate. That could be a way.
Just go down.
Why? Who wants to win a trophy for?
That's such a big 6 fan thing to say.
Mate, you're telling me. No, hang on, back. I'll give you a scenario. I'll give you a scenario. Yeah.
Should the playoff?
You go to Wembley. You go to Wembley after a 42-game season, right? You go to Wembley. You've also had to win against some other side in the top 6. You finally get to Wembley and you win, and then all your players do is go, "Well done, lads, you're up, mate. You want a fucking trophy?"
At Wembley as well.
I want to see a
imagine at Wembley. Good game.
Is it also meant
to
be Wembley?
No, it's not mental.
No, what?
No, it's not mental.
Mate, you're a little bubble wrap big 6, mate.
There's life outside the big 6 to make it a bit more attractive, because it'd be a bit unfair.
Of course, Wembley.
It'd be a bit
unfair. No, but it's such a big game though. Like this, it's a chance. It's a big chance for.
It's the biggest game in the. It's the biggest game of the league.
Yeah, 100%.
Wembley. The Wembley one I understand, but I still don't think a trophy should be won at the end of it.
Nah, they deserve a trophy.
I think a medal. Don't get me wrong. They've already got the promotion and a medal.
I'll tell you what that is. That is Daniel Levy in the veins, mate. That's Daniel Levy in the veins.
No, it's just
big 6 bubble wrap mentality.
I just don't get it. You don't deserve a trophy.
Kish, you're onto something. It's the saltiness. It's the saltiness of not having a trophy.
Combined.
Hang on, you lot were parading the Audi Cup around, so we could parade our playoff trophy.
I never played that.
Mate, Eric Dyer was meant to
win
Eric Dyer.
I think did I go mental? No, I turned off the TV and played the PlayStation.
Mate, you definitely loved it.
I didn't care about it one bit. I don't even know who we played. You couldn't tell me right now who we played for how we won it. I don't remember. Exactly, you know more than me. I don't even know who we played. I didn't care. I don't think I watched it. I might watch it a little bit, but I didn't really care. I only really watched playoff friendly games just to see the new players play. That's all I really watch it for.
Real fan.
To round up the championship talk, I think Southampton will come up automatically. I don't know about you lot, but
I agree.
Nah.
Cal, you're backing it.
I don't know. It's so hard. You don't know the champion.
I don't want to.
You don't want to come up.
I don't want to. No. I want to go up. Obviously, I want to get second, but I don't want to back it because I don't want to jinx it. But I think we will.
Classic Cal. That's classic Cal.
To say yeah.
Cal. No, I just don't want to bottle it. I don't want to bottle it, but I think we will. But I also think Leeds will come up in the playoffs. I think all 3 promoted sides will go up.
It's been a long episode. This.
Yep.
But we spoke about a lot. We found out Kish is not a great Palace fan.
He's not a good fan.
It is what it is.
It's the only offside rule.
You're such a prick, God.
Anyway, we hope we can get Kish and Callum on the podcast again at some point. Yeah. Anyway, as we finish rounding this up, massive thank you for Callum and Kish coming on for this episode. I'd say a massive upgrade to Yorks because that little man provides nothing. So it's nice having you boys on. We hope to see you on again at some point. Anyway, as always, hope you have enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you again next week.
Yeah.
Bash.